Iowa Hawkeyes Athletic Department is kind of up in arms currently. So I kind of want to actually just talk about the men's basketball and the women's basketball team, but there's some stuff that happened in the news, and we'll talk about that really quick. I'll just kind of give you guys my opinion. Everybody has the right to their own fucking opinion, but this is kind of what my thoughts are. We'll start with the basketball stuff real quick, and then we'll get into the Gary Barta shit and to the discrimination case against the University of Iowa and the football team and all that stuff real quick. But so let's talk about the basketball team, the men's basketball team real quick. They lost to Nebraska 81-77 at home after an amazing comeback against Michigan State, after a whooping on Indiana, and Iowa comes and lays a fucking egg against Nebraska. Now, shout out to Nebraska. They shot the ball very, very well, but once again, Iowa's defense was the Achilles heel. They couldn't guard Nebraska's three-point line. Rebounding was meh. Tenacity of Iowa was nah. The effort level was, I mean, I want to say the effort level was there. I felt like the McCaffrey brothers played very well. I felt Patrick had probably his best game ever shooting the ball, and Iowa still just couldn't put Nebraska away, which is sad to me. Getting swept by Nebraska, it's like, what the fuck? Exactly. It's like, what the fuck? As a Hawkeye fan, it's like, what the fuck? That's just that's the one team we don't want to get swept by, especially when they're not that good. And granted, they're playing very well at the end of the season, Nebraska wise, but Iowa men basketball, they, you know what? Like I said, my expectation is just medium. I already know I can't expect too much because Iowa is, you know, Fran McCaffrey's just not known for having a great defensive team, and there you guys go. If they got to be able to outscore just to win games, so it is what it is on that. My expectation, how they're going to do in the Big Ten championship or Big Ten tournament, I think Iowa will be okay. They may win a game or two, depending on the seeding. I haven't even looked at it yet and see if they even get a two bye. I don't know. We'll have to take a look. But anyways, like I said, my expectation is not that high of them. Tournament-wise, if we make it to the Sweet 16, that would be probably my biggest accomplishment for the Iowa basketball team, I feel like, because I don't have that high of an expectation because I'm always known in my past decade of the Fran collapse at the end of the season. So prove me wrong. I hope they do, man. I don't know. I'm trying not to be a fucking pessimistic, but I am right now about Iowa basketball. I was actually super excited after the previous two games, but go figure. Now, let's talk about the Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball team. They won the tournament. They beat Ohio State 105-72. And of course, Caitlin Clark is fucking amazing. If you guys have not seen her play basketball, she is probably the most exhilarating, exciting basketball player, men's and women's, bar none, guys. This is the thing. Caitlin Clark, I can ask a billion people that I know here that barely watches any basketball of a college basketball player, and they will be Caitlin Clark. And there's a reason why. She was badass. She carried the Iowa Hawkeye women's team. They did amazing through this tournament. I'm excited to see how they're going to do in the NCAA tournament. I hopefully they get a high seed and be able to just dominate and hopefully get to the Final Four. I really do. I hope the women's team gets to the Final Four. I think Caitlin Clark is able to carry that team, and she's amazing, guys. I'm telling you, everything from her scoring ability, but also the way she can pass the ball and set her teammates up. You guys got to watch her play if you guys get an opportunity. She is pretty fucking amazing. So, all right, let's get to the gist of today's news. The news just came out that there was the lawsuit from previous ex-football players at the University of Iowa. I just want to get to this quick. There's plenty of shit out there. You guys can look it up. But there's a lawsuit that previous players saying that Iowa's football team, they did a lot of discriminatory things. Head coach Kirk Ferentz, his son, they're all named in it. Gary Barta was all named in it. They wanted a lot of money, tens of millions of dollars, and they wanted all the coaches to be fired and everybody be let go, and Gary Barta let go. So what happened now is that there was a settlement today that University of Iowa Hawkeyes has sent for a vote, and it looks like it got approved, and we'll get into that in just. But I guess they're settling for like 4.2 million against these ex-players, and I believe the University of Iowa is going to pay like 2.2 million of it or 2.1 million of it, and then the rest of it was going to come from the state of Iowa funds. Not cool, man. Not cool. As I live in Iowa as a taxpayer, so 2 million, the state of Iowa is going to be on the hook to help the University of Iowa. So. All right, my thoughts are no, but I don't have a say in this. So I'm like, what the fuck? Tax money should not be held liable for other people's mistakes or settlements, in my opinion. Once again, my opinion. I believe that the University of Iowa and the athletic department should have to deal with this bullshit. Whether it doesn't matter what the issue was. This is the University of Iowa's athletic department's issue. Any University of Iowa, period, should not have to deal with the general taxpayers' money. Now, my thoughts are Gary Barta, this is like his fourth lawsuit. I think they said he's had a lot of lawsuits that cost University of Iowa a lot of fucking money. I believe, though, this is the very first time that they're actually going to be dipping into the state of Iowa funds. Don't quote me on that. I think so, though. This is the first time that the Iowa taxpayers are going to actually be on the hook, in a sense, for it. So I know it's $2 million from a state that has a decent population. I get that it's not that much money, but it is money. That $2 million of state tax funds could be used for better things than to pay off a settlement that I believe Gary Barta should be responsible for. This is the fourth one. He needs to be gone. I mean, I'm sorry to say it. It's one of those things where if I cost my company that I work for 4 lawsuits, you're telling me I would still be able to keep my fucking job? Most likely no. If I fucked up 4 times, or it doesn't even have to be my fault, but I am the person responsible for the situation, for the department. If I'm responsible for that department and they keep messing up 4 times, a whole athletic department, not just talking about the football squad, talking about the whole athletic department, 4 times, normal people will be let go. Normal companies would let that person go. So my thoughts are, I think he needs to move on. I think Iowa needs to move in a new direction. You know what? There's too much smoke there. There's too much smoke. Fire there, man. There's too much smoke. Like I said, 4 lawsuits now. In this one, they're settling again, costing more money to the university. I think total, he's like over like $11 million that he's cost the university in itself. And now he's going to cost taxpayer money, which I think is fucking bullshit. But it's whatever. Now, the only other thing that why I think Iowa should move on from him anyways as athletic director, his boss shouldn't be Kirk Ferentz. The way he set this shit up, Kirk Ferentz literally is his boss. Kirk Ferentz will never get fired from Gary Barta, and that's just, it should never work that way. Athletic director should always be the boss of the head coach. And you know what? We at the University of Iowa currently football squad, I'm not saying fire the guy, but I'm saying fire the guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, the way the situation is not looking good. I don't know if the University of Iowa is going to have in a sense, the balls to get rid of Barta, and God knows they don't have the balls to get rid of Kirk Ferentz when at times I believe it's needed. So for change, but it is what it is. That's just my thoughts on it. I know that was kind of the news story of today. I figured I just kind of talk about it a little bit. Like I said, as a taxpayer here, I think it's bullshit, but it's above my pay grade. I don't have a say in it. I just gotta tell you my opinion on it. So other than that, guys, man, hopefully I'll talk about more Iowa Hawkeye actual athletic stuff. This is probably gonna be the last time I talk about that shit. It's just, man, I just wanted to throw it out there. But I will talk about more of the basketball as the tournament's coming up here. So hopefully that loss in Nebraska didn't hurt Iowa's seeding too bad on the men's side and the women's side. Let's see if we can make it to the Final Four. So here we go. March Madness, it's about to begin. Go Hawks, baby. You like this shit? Subscribe.